Tonight on CTV News at 6, goodbye time change.
To take some action and get her done.
Permanent daylight saving time coming to Alberta.
We're of the opinion it was time to stop talking about it.
This place is special to play in the playoffs.
The Edmonton Oilers start another run at the Stanley Cup.
I've been fortunate enough now to do it for 3 playoffs, and it's remarkable.
And repairs paid. Relief for drivers whose vehicles broke down after filling up at the same Southeast station.
Now I know, now I have an expectation that that money is going to be replaced, so I don't have to worry about it.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. We'll head downtown to talk Oilers in a minute. First, the end of springing ahead and falling back in Alberta. The March time change was our last. Legislation is about to be tabled ending the practice. Service Alberta and Red Tape Reduction Minister Dale Nally says Alberta will be staying on daylight saving time permanently. That means Albertans won't have to change their clocks this fall. A 2021 referendum on the topic saw a slim majority vote against adopting daylight saving time permanently. Politicians say things have changed, mainly BC's decision to stop the time change. It sprung forward one last time last month. If Alberta's new legislation goes ahead, it will be the same for our province.
Let's remember, we talked about this in 1971, we talked about it again in 1983, we talked about it in 2017, and we talked about it again in 2021. We're of the opinion it was time to stop talking about it and to take some action and get her done.
Some sleep experts say it would be better to stay on standard time year-round. We'll have more on that in about 20 minutes. The Stanley Cup playoffs start in Edmonton in about 2 hours' time. Excitement building for Oilers fans ahead of the team's first-round series against Anaheim. The team has a different look than last year and a different opponent, but the same drive to win it all. Nermanisa joins us now from Ice District downtown, where there's already a lineup to get into the Moss Pit. Nerman, still a wait until game time. How's the energy down there?
Well, as you can hear, Jeff, they want the cup. These fans have been wanting this cup for a few seasons now. We are here outside the lineup for Moss Pit. Some of these fans have been lined up here since late morning. The gates don't open till an hour before puck drop, which is at 8 p.m. For these fans, though, this is the marquee spot where you want to watch the games, you know, Moss Pit, the fan park. But, however, there are some fans who don't want to be standing for hours, and that is where nearby businesses are hoping to cash in on that playoff push.
This will be one of many beers Patricia Street Deli will pour this postseason.
We're used to tourist traffic in the summer in Jasper, so this is new to us.
The downtown restaurant is gearing up for a new kind of crowd. It's located a couple of blocks from Rogers Place.
We're considering extending our hours to accommodate all of the Oilers fans, and as well as we would love to see people stop in and have a sandwich before the game, before they head to Rogers Place.
The sandwich shop opened in Edmonton last winter after its Jasper location was destroyed in the 2024 wildfire.
The chimichurri, chipotle, and the Inca sauce.
The deli says it may not be your traditional sports bar, however...
We actually have 4 TVs around the bar, so and we have even a nice little sound system, so we can do the hockey games just as good as some of those bigger bars in town. Yeah, just maybe a different vibe.
Well, it's the deli's first postseason. First Round Sports Bar is a seasoned vet.
This is what we get ready for every year, right? We bring in extra staff, we bring in extra tables so we can accommodate everyone, and it's just, you know, it's a big boost of energy and sales.
The bar's general manager says hundreds of people have called to book reservations.
We want to create the best fan experience without going to the game.
Some fans, though, would prefer to watch the games from the Moss Pit or the fan park. Like these fans lined up several hours before gates open. The excitement is also being felt on the ice.
I'm sure the butterflies will hit you when you're coming out the rink, and the fans are going crazy, and yeah, that's when you really feel it.
This place is special to play in the playoffs. I mean, I've been fortunate enough now to do it for 3 playoffs, and it's remarkable.
All right, and so the big question mark for the Oilers going into the postseason is Leon Draisaitl. When is he expected to be back in the lineup? And, well, Mama Stanley's breaking the news for us. Welcome back, Dry. He is back in the lineup. Now, the head coach said that was going to be a game-time decision. However, the Oilers said that Leon Draisaitl will be in the lineup for Game 1. And, of course, this area is going to be packed after the game. EPS says that they believe 30,000 fans are going to be here. And so they are closing off a portion of just outside of Rogers Place in the third period in an hour after game time, just so these fans can get home safely. All right, Jeff, I'm going to send it back to you. But, however, who here wants the cup? Who here wants the cup? Yeah, these fans want the cup. Jeff, back to you.
All right, thank you, Nerman. Nermanisa in Ice District for us tonight. It's another sign of the season in Edmonton. Oilers artwork popping up on sidewalks. It's a sign of spring in Edmonton, at least for the past few years. Tara Stroshine is behind this creation. It depicts Oilers mascot Hunter going on a duck hunt. Her daughter also drew Matthew Savoy's jersey for good luck. The forward from St. Albert is the family's favorite. Stroshine hopes this helps kids and neighbors get in the playoff spirit.
So far, we've had a few kids really love it and just in awe. So they always love getting to see the beginning of it, and then when they come back later, they're even more in awe. And sometimes we capture it on our camera, and it's a lot of fun to share.
This all took her 2 hours to complete, Stroshine says. When the Oilers make it to round 2, she'll create something new. And another sign of spring at Edmonton. Josh sharing weather details with us from Ice District. Josh, it was a nice day, but that might be changing.
Yeah, I don't think the Wednesday party down here is going to be as pleasant as tonight. Warmest day so far this year. First time that we've made it into the 20s today. We get up to 22 for a daytime high. You see this guy with the duck season sign there. Yeah, the geese are back and the ducks are out as well. 21 degrees as you look at current temperatures in downtown Edmonton right now. It's still 22 at the Villeneuve Airport and at YEG. Tomorrow, several degrees cooler than today, but still above average. 13 degrees, the average daytime high. We got to 22 today. We'll get to about 17 for a high tomorrow. Now, there was some thought that we might see a few scattered showers in the area early this evening. That is not going to happen. That rain's all developed to the south of us earlier this afternoon and will stay to the south. So just partly cloudy skies. Nice mild temperatures here through this evening. Mid-teens at 9 p.m. 5 degrees tomorrow morning, and then up to about 17 with a mixed sun and cloud tomorrow afternoon. It is going to turn a little cooler after that. You get some rain tomorrow night into Wednesday, and you can see daytime highs are going to be in the 5 or 6 degree range to close out this week. It will rebound by early to middle part of next week, but maybe a while before we get back into the 20s for daytime highs. I don't know what people are more excited for down here, the Oilers. Are you cheering for the weather or for the Oilers?
I'm cheering for the weather. Oilers.
Oh, see? They're confused. They don't know. The weather was so nice. They don't know if they're happy about the Oilers playoffs run or the nice mild temperatures. Take a look at your 5 and 10-day forecast. We'll show you off some playoff mullets later in the newscast.
Can't wait. Thank you, Josh. 2 Edmontonians are recounting how they escaped an early morning fire in their north side apartment complex. It happened just after 5:30 at the Wyndham Crossing complex near 50th Street and 137th Avenue. Evan Kenny has their story.
Chantel Stanley says the strong smell of burnt toast floating into her apartment early this morning made her open the door.
The doorknob was really hot, the ground was hot.
When she checked out her front door,
a lot of smoke came over.
She woke up Carson Gladue in the room over.
I remember her being like, we have to go, and I was like, go for what? I was like, what? And then she opened that door and that smoke hit me too.
They debated jumping off the balcony. Instead, the two crawled under the smoke through the stairwell.
And I was feeling, it was couldn't see in front of us. It was just straight whiteness. I was like this, and I was just feeling.
40 Edmonton fire rescue crews responded. It says one person was taken to hospital with burns. One firefighter also suffered minor injuries.
It's difficult, a lot of heat when the crews first arrived, a lot of people to rescue and evacuate.
This isn't the first time people have been displaced here at Wyndham Crossing due to a fire. Last May, a woman's apartment set on fire after she was smoking while using home oxygen in the unit.
We've had some other fires in this area where there's high winds and it makes it a lot more difficult to contain.
The cause of this fire is still being determined. Stanley and Gladue haven't been allowed back into their apartment.
Like, we hugged each other. We're like, oh, I'm so glad. We're okay. We're grateful. Like,
we're not worried about our stuff that much. We're just long as we're okay.
Like, I never would have thought we'd experience that. Like,
especially in our first week living here.
Edmonton Fire says 200 people live in the building. It's unclear how many have been displaced. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Edmonton police say they're looking for additional victims after charging a tattoo artist with 5 counts of sexual assault. Police say 40-year-old Iskuteu Gladue provided services at a tattoo shop in Kingsway Mall and at one on 118th Ave on St. Albert Trail. He's accused of touching female clients in a sexual manner while tattooing them. Police say most of the alleged assaults occurred in 2025, with at least one dating back to 2021. Police are asking anyone who may have had a similar experience to contact them. There is a sense of relief tonight for people who broke down after filling up at a Southeast Edmonton gas station. Circle K confirms the problems are linked to water that got into its storage tanks and are working with impacted customers. Amanda Anderson has the update.
The pumps at this Esso Circle K on Ellerslie Road are still offline. Last week, dozens of customers, all who filled up here, experienced car trouble soon after. Dan Bro's wife fueled up on Monday night.
Tuesday, it wouldn't start. I was the other side of the city, had to come home and pick her up and drive her to her work.
He had to get her car towed to the dealership, where it was confirmed there was water contamination in the gas tank.
We had a little bit of water, but enough to affect the vehicle. So the spark plugs, the gas pump, the fuel pump, and the gas tank, and various other parts had to be replaced.
Circle K says the issues experienced by some customers have been linked to water intrusion in underground storage tanks at the site. We regret the inconvenience this has caused and are actively supporting affected customers through our claims process while continuing to address the underlying issue at the site. Bro says he's been asked to submit receipts, including proof he bought gas there and for repairs.
Now I know. Now I have an expectation that that money is going to be replaced, so I don't have to worry about it. To most people, that's a lot of money, especially when you're not planning for it.
Drivers impacted can call Circle K customer service at 1-855-276-1947. Bro doesn't blame the station or staff, but learned a lesson to always hang on to receipts.
And it was just lucky that we kept it this time. So I'll probably have a glove compartment full of fuel receipts.
The company says remediation work continues, including system cleanings, line flushing, upgrades to detection components, and repairs to the fill well. The station will reopen once the system is given the green light by a third-party technician. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The City of Edmonton is being proactive in dealing with the rising wildfire risk. As Jeremy Thompson reports, a new strategy asks homeowners and even city planners to do their part to help.
Tucked away on the south bank of the North Saskatchewan River are 2 residential streets the locals call Skunk Hollow. For them, springtime can be scary.
In the last 10 years, there's been 27 fires in this area, and 6 of them were quite serious.
So Grant Irwin got to work. He and some neighbors are still trimming tree branches, cleaning eaves troughs, and removing dry leaves and other fire fuel from around their homes. The effort recently earned Skunk Hollow the first Fire Smart neighborhood designation in Edmonton.
We live in the river valley, so we want to convince everybody to become Fire Smart.
So does the city. That's why it developed a comprehensive wildfire risk strategy.
We as a fire service and us as a city are seeing that increase in risk, and rather than wait for, kind of tragedy to drive our actions, we wanted to try and get ahead of it.
The strategy is broad, looking to tackle fire risk from as many angles as possible.
Try and kind of guide what development occurs in higher risk areas. It's collaboration with regional partners, it's enhancing the equipment and training that our firefighters have.
The city has already ramped up efforts to prevent wildfire. It uses drones to survey the river valley and ravine system for encampments that have open fires. Last year, it performed the first ever controlled burn at the new park in the northeast, and there are plans to install smoke sensors all over the river valley.
If there was a fire, they would be getting readings on specific particulates that are present that are indicative of smoke.
The strategy outlines 14 more actions the city can do to protect against wildfire. Council will choose between doing all of them for up to $11 million or just the most urgent actions for about half that cost. That vote will happen during budget talks this fall. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Rehabilitation work on the 112th Avenue Bridge over Wayne Gretzky Drive has started. Repairs are being done to deteriorating parts of the bridge. A new multi-use path is being added to the north side. Traffic on 112th is reduced to one lane in each direction. The city aims to have the work complete by next year. And construction on 95th Ave is back. Phase 2 of the renewal project between 163rd and 170th Streets is underway. The work includes new sidewalks, curbs, and street lighting. Service road lane access is also being permanently removed east of 170th Street. Buses will still run in the area, but some stops may be temporarily closed during construction. Drivers can expect single-lane traffic. Construction is slated to last until the fall. A parking ban is now in effect for certain neighborhoods for spring street sweeping. The city says parking ban signs will be up at least 24 hours before sweeping. Vehicles not moved off the road could be fined $250 but will not be towed. Crews will be working from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Friday. You can sign up to receive notifications online about when street sweeping will be taking place in your neighborhood. And yard waste collection has begun. Homes with curbside pickup will get 2 yard waste collection days between today and June the 15th. All pickups are scheduled on a Monday. The city asks you to leave your waste in see-through plastic or double-ply paper bags. The second collection period begins May 25th. You can also drop off waste at eco-stations or the Edmonton Waste Management Centre. Stay with us. Coming up, the pros and cons of Alberta time.
I think that would be better because you could adjust just one clock size and that's it.
We return to our top story. The province's plan to make daylight saving time permanent.
I think today's inflation numbers just reinforces what we're seeing every day.
And from gas to groceries, inflation hitting Albertans hard. A look at efforts to ease the impact from multiple levels of government. After the break.
The CTV drone powered by Century Casino. 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Returning to our top story, the Premier says Albertans will ditch twice-a-year clock changes and stick with daylight saving time year-round. Practically speaking, it means less daylight for Albertans in the mornings during winter, but more light late in the day. CTV's Jacqueline Wilson has more.
Time's up on the time change, according to the province. Alberta will soon be sticking with daylight time year-round.
Yeah, we're going to be moving forward to getting rid of time change, and we'll be moving forward with having an extra hour of daylight in the evenings.
Premier Daniel Smith said government started consulting on the time change after the recent shift from our western neighbours.
BC has made an announcement that they're going to be ending time change. That obviously has impacts on us. We also know that the Northwest Territories, and they haven't made a decision, but they're looking at it. And now we've got, so we're squished in between 2 provinces who no longer change their clocks.
5 years ago, Albertans voted down keeping daylight time year-round in a referendum, but it was tight, 50.2 to 49.8%. People out enjoying a warm and sunny spring day seem to be in favor of the change.
I think that would be better because you could adjust just one clock size and that's it.
Yeah, I think it's about time. I hate it. I mean, we're only talking about an hour, so why would it be so impactful?
But one psychologist thinks we all might be singing a different tune in the depths of December when the sun won't rise until around 9:30 a.m.
Russia tried this in 2012. Went to permanent daylight time. Like Canada, they're a northern country, and they found that actually mental health problems amongst the youth spiked.
Professor Michael Antle says studies also suggest there are health consequences depending on where you live in a time zone.
On the eastern edge, where you have an earlier sunrise and earlier sunset, people get more sleep. They go to bed earlier, and they're healthier. They have lower rates of obesity, lower rates of heart disease, lower rates of diabetes, and even cancer.
Antle says he reached out to the UCP government when BC made its permanent switch, but was told it was more interested in business impact and not health.
Whether you're putting gas in your car or grabbing groceries, price hikes are being felt nearly everywhere. New data on inflation confirms just how much more Canadians are paying for pretty much everything. Economists say it isn't likely to end anytime soon. Here's CTV's Jordan Canagan.
Canada's inflation rate is climbing again to 2.4% in March. The biggest reason is what drivers are seeing at the pumps.
I watch the gas prices everywhere I drive, and if I see a low one, I pop in no matter whether my tank's 3/4 full or empty.
According to Statistics Canada, the inflation rate jump comes after gas prices soared by 21% compared to February.
I think today's inflation numbers just reinforces what we're seeing every day. Pump prices have gone up a lot, and then we find out a month later what it did to inflation. So it shouldn't be a surprise.
It's certainly not a surprise for those buying pretty much anything.
It's gotten super expensive. I can now carry my groceries because it's so much less in the basket. There's hardly anything. It's over $100, so it's crazy. I'm not stopping buying anything, but you sure notice it.
I was just pricing out yogurt, and it has doubled in price. And like everything's gone up. Like I don't know what to do.
Food prices climbed by 4.4%, with fresh vegetables rising by nearly 8% compared to last year. Alberta's premier says the province will meet with grocers to explore ways to lower prices locally.
The other thing I think people feel is when they go to the grocery store and they're at the meat counter and they're buying a ham and they're buying chicken and they're buying the eggs and the milk, and they're saying, why are things so much more expensive than I remember?
It comes as the suspension of Ottawa's fuel tax kicks in. That move equals a cut of about 10 cents per litre.
It'll help, it'll cushion the impact, but it won't offset what we've seen with the war in Iran and the spike in energy prices.
Service Alberta and Red Tape Reduction Minister Dale Nally's office confirms he'll be meeting with grocery store owners about reducing prices. More on that later this hour. An Edmonton coffee shop has landed on a list of the world's best 100 specialty coffee companies. The Colombian entered the competition along with 4,600 other coffee shops and ended up in 15th place. It's one of only 14 Canadian shops to make the list and the only one from Edmonton. The company says the recognition is exciting for regulars and it's also bringing in new customers. Owners say the award acknowledges the hard work of the people behind the coffee.
Kind of plethora of pieces that actually make up a really good coffee shop, because it certainly is more than just the coffee.
We want to create something very special and like to be recognized by an international body where we are going up against like some really reputable coffee shops and coffee roasters all in the Americas is actually like super cool.
The owners say their goal to bring Colombian coffee to Edmontonians remains their priority. Stay with us. Coming up, we head back to Ice District, where the Oilers will kick off their playoff run tonight. Fans are already showing their dedication.
Another warm one on the way for tomorrow, and then some rain and a cool down for the middle to the end of this week. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Playoff beards to signature styles, hair is always a big part of hockey culture. And some Oilers fans have decided to start a fresh playoff run with a fresh cut, specifically mullets. Let's go back down to Fan Park now at Ice District, where we find Josh and I. Josh, are you considering a new haircut?
Well, you know what? Listen, Josh, the barber, has told Josh, the weatherman, that apparently even with this tight back, I could get a mullet, you're saying?
Oh yeah, 100%. Mullets don't have to be super long. You could have a mullet with short hair. It's all about growing it out and letting the flow come out.
I don't know that the guy behind you rocking that sweet mullet would agree with that, but okay, explain to me what exactly you're doing down here on behalf of BPs.
So today is the ultimate sacrifice to the hockey gods. We're giving mullets to people, and in return they get a BP gift card. And the reason why you would do the ultimate sacrifice is just to wish your team some luck in hopes of bringing home a cup.
Okay, so we think that mullets are a good luck charm. Is that what we're thinking, John?
Oh yeah, 100%. Hockey guys do all kind of crazy things. I'm sure you've seen the kids that do hockey playoff blonde. Mullets is just another thing. Some kids do perms, but today we're doing mullets.
Okay, Josh, quickly shout out your barbershop.
So I work at Drive-In Barbershop. It's located on 4517 Gateway Boulevard, and it's a barbershop and auto detailing base, so you can get your haircut and your car detailed at the same time.
There you go. Josh, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so if you're in the market for a mullet to help out your hockey team, you could stop by Fan Park here and for getting a free haircut from a lovely man named Josh. You will also get a BP's gift card. All right, let's take a look outside right now with the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Temperatures today hit 22 degrees for a daytime high. We're under partly cloudy skies, and we're back to 22. We were at 21 at 5 p.m., back to 22 now at 6 p.m. Look at Red Deer's at 23. A little cooler to the north, though. 9 degrees in Fort McMurray. Fort McMurray's going to get some snow, probably a couple centimeters worth of snow here over the course of the next couple of days. You already had a little bit of mixed precipitation in northeastern Alberta, north of Fort McMurray. Here in Edmonton, it's been a beautiful day. Showers popped up south of the Edmonton area, but those are going to slide way off to the southeast of the Edmonton area as we head through the next hour or two. And so I know Futurecast is showing you a little speckle of green there over the Edmonton area, but we will not see rain tonight down here, which is good news for the fans and everybody else that's celebrating down here in Ice District. There is a slight chance of a little sprinkle tomorrow morning. I think most of tomorrow, though, we're just looking at partly cloudy to a mix of sun and cloud. Best chance for rain tomorrow is going to come in the evening hours, about 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and then that'll continue overnight and right through into early Wednesday morning. Could actually be some periods of some fairly steady and heavy rain in parts of central and north central Alberta. Look at Fort McMurray, though. Snow by Wednesday morning, and that'll continue into the afternoon hours. Through the mountain parks and the foothills as well, we'll see some snow. For us here in Edmonton, most of the steadier rain should be out of the area by the afternoon hours. Just a chance of showers in the afternoon and evening on Wednesday. So it will be cooler down here at Fan Park. There's no guarantee, though, that we'll have steady rain while the game is going on. 9 degrees in Fort McMurray right now. It's 22 in Red Deer, 16 in Grand Prairie, and just 6 in Slave Lake. Temperatures overnight tonight going to hold up fairly nicely. We're in the low 20s right now. At 9, 10 o'clock tonight, we'll be around 14 or 15 degrees. 5 for a morning low tomorrow. There are a few days in the forecast with 5 for daytime highs later this week. So there is a bit of a change. Spring swings back in effect. Today we were on the upswing with temperatures hitting 22. Tomorrow still on the warm side at 17 degrees. Then that rain Tuesday night through the day. Wednesday, windy. Gusts to about 50 kilometers per hour and a high of 8 on Wednesday. 5s for Thursday, Friday. There is a chance of a little rain-snow mix there on Thursday. I'm not convinced we get a ton of precipitation Thursday, but if we do get any, it could be some wet flurries. 5 and 6 for daytime highs Friday, Saturday, so back below average for the last half of this week. Temperatures will rebound, though, it looks like early to middle part of next week. By Monday, we should be back into double digits, and by Tuesday or Wednesday, we're back into the mid to maybe even upper teens. So it'll be a while before temperatures get back into the 20s again. It was a beautiful day today, though. Fans were out here enjoying it earlier, and they will enjoy the game as well. Jeff, a lot has changed with this Oilers team this year, right? New lineup, new goalie. The thing that hasn't changed as we were standing outside is the excitement of fans to get the playoffs started here in Game 1 in just over an hour.
All right, thank you very much, Josh. Josh is down in Ice District for us tonight. Still ahead, military enlistment up.
They are very committed to this country. They want to see Canada remain secure and sovereign.
Thousands of new recruits joined the armed forces, and
would you look at that?
A stunning Earth set, the view from the dark side of the moon.
Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Canadian military recruitment has risen significantly, up more than 60% from a year ago. CTV's Michael Couture now on what's behind the enthusiasm to enlist.
7,310 new members were welcomed into the Canadian Armed Forces last year. The minister credits a newfound nationalism among recruits as the country faces threats from U.S. President Donald Trump of being made the 51st state.
They are very committed to this country. They want to see Canada remain secure and sovereign.
And McGuinty added the 20% wage increase for soldiers announced by the Liberal government helps, as do other investments.
They're also seeing on the ground a concomitant investment in material, in new housing, in kit.
Despite the spike in enrollments, the military still remains understaffed by a few thousand troops. Add to that an attrition rate of 8.5%, which makes it more difficult to hit the goal of 71,500 troops by the year 2029. Retention is another obstacle.
The size of the military is increasing, but the size of trained soldiers is decreasing because the training system is not able to catch up with the pace.
The Conservatives lay all the blame on the Liberals, saying it's a symptom of the last decade of neglect on military spending.
Out of the 97 occupations that are in the Canadian Armed Forces, 27 of them are still at critical levels, that they may not even be able to fill those positions over the next 25 years.
Now, the defense minister wasn't as forthcoming with answers when asked about the lack of progress on the purchase of new submarines and fighter jets. But there is a sense that the government wants more industrial benefits for Canada out of those multi-billion-dollar deals. Mike Lecouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
With peace talks between the United States and Iran expected to resume at some point soon in Pakistan, diplomacy appears to be at a standstill. The 10-day ceasefire is approaching its end, and an American delegation is expected to travel to Pakistan soon for a second round of peace talks. However, Iran's foreign ministry says Tehran has no plans to negotiate. The country's defiant stance comes after the seizure of a ship by the U.S. military. The U.S. says the vessel was trying to breach its blockade of Iranian ports. CTV military analyst, retired Major General David Fraser, says the actions of both parties are harmful to potential talks.
First of all, Iran shoots at a tanker, and then the United States seizes a ship. So if both sides want to go and have negotiations and carry on the ceasefire, this is not how you do it. So I'm not optimistic. And if they're trying to do it as a leverage, it's probably the wrong thing to do at this time.
Iran's Joint Military Command calls the ship seizure an act of piracy and says Tehran will respond soon. A Canadian woman is dead after she was shot at a popular tourist attraction outside Mexico City today. The state of Mexico said at least 6 other people were injured in the incident at Teotihuacan pyramids. Authorities say the suspect then turned the gun on himself. Mexico's president says she is in contact with the Canadian embassy and officials are heading to the scene. She also says she's instructed her security cabinet to begin an investigation. William Miker, a former undercover RCMP officer, is getting his day in court. He was once considered Canada's biggest national security threat, accused of working with Beijing as a bounty hunter who forced foreign nationals to return to China. CTV's Judy Trin reports.
The RCMP issued this CSIS espionage alert, warning that William Miker was a threat to national security, that he was working with Beijing to illegally compel individuals to return to China as part of its fox hunt program. Miker had previously told CTV News that he's not guilty.
I'm a patriot, not a traitor. And I challenge almost anybody who'd be watching this to put themselves at the kind of risks I've put for my country and for our allies.
Miker is a former Mountie who infiltrated terrorist groups to help them launder money. After he retired, he moved to Hong Kong to help Chinese companies recover stolen assets. In 2017, as part of China's anti-corruption fox hunt program, Miker is alleged to have tried to help the Chinese Communist government track down a Vancouver businessman named Kevin Sun. The CCP accused Sun of fraud. In court, the Crown presented an email obtained from the FBI that Miker wrote. He refers to a fraudster who's now a major real estate mogul in Vancouver with more than $100 million in assets. We can impress upon the crook that we hold the keys to his future, Miker wrote. But the defense pointed out Kevin's son, Miker's alleged target, is not identified in the email. This trial is expected to last 1 week. The Crown will call upon Miker's former colleagues in the RCMP to testify against him. Court documents also reveal that Miker, while living in Asia, was a covert asset for CSIS and Britain's MI6. Judy Trin, CTV News, Vancouver.
10 days after a successful moon mission, the Artemis II crew has shared another unique video.
Would you look at that, man?
Commander Reed Wiseman shared a new Earthset video captured on his iPhone. He likened it to watching a sunset at the beach from the most foreign seat in the cosmos. Another earthquake shook central Albertans over the weekend. Earthquakes Canada says a 4.1 magnitude earthquake was recorded 41 kilometers north of Edmonton just before 4 o'clock on Saturday. The Alberta Geological Survey lists the cause as known induced, which means it was not natural. In a statement Sunday, the Alberta Energy Regulator says their scientists believe it was an aftershock related to an April 1st seismic event. 3 other earthquakes in the area have been felt since the start of this month. The Alberta Energy Regulator says there is a possibility of more earthquakes, but it expects activity to decrease over the coming days. Still ahead, a major bump in the cost of cattle.
These big animals have gone from being $1,000 to $1,500. They've crept up to $3,000 to $4,000.
How Albertans are responding to beef prices and what it would take to bring them back down. Also next.
And so we're speaking to the grocers now, and we're having those conversations.
Alberta's red tape reduction minister going directly to the country's largest grocers in hopes of reducing sticker shock.
Several studies show volunteering is good for our bodies and our minds. Tuesday on Your Morning, we'll talk about the opportunities to get involved here in our city and an upcoming fair.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Checking on the markets, the Canadian dollar holding near 73 cents U.S. Oil was up almost $5, closing the day around $87 a barrel. Gold lost nearly $50 on the day. The TSX up 13 points. The Dow Jones down slightly, just 4 points. Alberta's red tape reduction minister says meetings with grocery store owners will be a listening exercise to see what can be done about rising food prices. During her radio show this weekend, Premier Danielle Smith said Minister Dale Nally will be leading the meetings. He'll be meeting with the largest grocers in Canada. Nally says while many of the pressures on food prices are national and global, the province will focus on what can be changed locally to improve competition and lower prices.
And so we're speaking to the grocers now, and we're having those conversations to see what their recommendations are on how we can move forward with lower prices.
The push comes as the latest inflation data shows food price growth picking up once again. Part of the pressure at grocery stores is the cost of meat. Cattle prices are up 20% in the last year. CTV's Kathy Leet reports.
On Colk farms in southern Alberta, thousands of cattle are raised and finished, part of a critical link in Canada's beef supply.
They're curious.
But CEO Leighton Colk says the cost of doing business is rising.
These big animals have gone from being $1,000 to $1,500. They've crept up to $3,000 to $4,000.
Futures market data suggests cattle prices are trending higher, up more than 6% in the past month and nearly 20% in the last year. Severe drought in Western Canada and the U.S. Midwest is a contributing factor. Less grass and higher feed costs forced some producers to cut back their herds. The tight supply and strong demand is driving up cattle prices.
If the cost of production's high, eventually the end product has to come up to pay for that cost of production.
And the price of that end product, beef, has skyrocketed. The latest Stats Canada data shows prices are up nearly 14% compared to last year, outpacing overall food inflation.
In spite of these high prices, we still see consumers wanting to purchase beef. If we see consumers start to pull back, then it's expected that prices will start to come down.
But as long as Canadians continue to want their steaks, roasts, and hamburgers, ranchers will need to focus on growing their herds to bring down the price, something that Colk says is happening.
We are seeing some growth. It's not as fast as you would think because cash crops, canola, wheat, barley, corn, soybeans, those are all crops that are competing for the same grass that the cow eats.
Because it takes time to grow the herd, industry experts say it could take another 1 to 2 years before consumers see a reduction in beef prices.
Kathy Lee, CTV News, near Lethbridge, Alberta.
WestJet is cutting flight capacity because of jet fuel price increases caused by the Iran war. WestJet says it's adjusting some flying to align with demand and best manage associated fuel costs. The Calgary-based airline says it has reduced capacity by nearly 6% in June. That follows cuts in April and May. WestJet says while it hasn't eliminated any routes so far, it is, quote, evaluating its summer schedule with an eye to possible cuts. Canada Post is reporting a more than $1.5 billion loss before tax for 2025. The Crown Corporation says the loss in 2025 grew by $728 million, or almost 87% compared to the previous year. This marks the company's largest loss before tax on record. It comes as Canada Post workers begin voting on whether to ratify a new agreement with the Crown Corporation. Canada Post says it is bringing in, quote, transformative measures to return the corporation to financial sustainability. Coming up, playoff predictions of economic success.
Let's say Oilers in 5, we get one extra home game. That's great for Edmonton, and it gives us a little bit of suspense, but not too much.
Edmonton's mayor hoping a deep playoff run gives Edmonton businesses a boost. We'll take one last look at Ice District after the break.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV, starting at 7 with E-Talk.
Edmonton's mayor is feeling confident in the Oilers.
Let's go 5 because then we don't have to go back to Anaheim. Let's say Oilers in 5, we get one extra home game. That's great for Edmonton, and it gives us a little bit of suspense, but not too much.
Andrew Knack made the comments at the kickoff to Tourism Week. The city is encouraging locals and visitors to take in everything Edmonton has to offer. Playoff festivities are a part of that. The Oilers' 7th consecutive playoff run is expected to have a multi-million-dollar impact. All right, one more look at weather. Back down to Fan Park at Ice District. Josh, the crowd is gathering. They're about to get led into all these areas.
Yeah, everybody's happy that the playoffs are finally here, including my new buddy, Natan. How are you, Natan?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm excellent. I like that you're wearing your Oilers orange today. You're repping. You got the blue shorts. All right, who's going to win, Oilers or Ducks?
The Oilers, all 4 games for sure, 100%.
Really? And do you think they're going all the way to the finals again this year?
Yes, all finals.
Okay.
All finals.
There you go. You heard it from Natan. Natan, are you actually here to watch the hockey, or are you just here to eat mini donuts?
Both.
Yeah, that's a good answer. That's a good, solid answer, Natan. The mini donuts are delicious. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of weather, Natan. Thank you so much. Go Oilers, go. All right, take a look at the radar map. May have spoken too soon about completely avoiding the showers. We're not going to get any heavy rain, but you can see there have been a couple sprinkles that have popped up there over parts of the Edmonton region and just off to the west of Edmonton. The better chance is going to be for some rain tomorrow night and through the day Wednesday. And after another warm one tomorrow, it does look like things will cool off for the middle to the end of the week. Jeff?
All right, Josh, thank you very much. Josh Clausen live for us tonight in Ice District, where the Edmonton Oilers are a little bit more than an hour away from starting their 2026 playoff run facing the Anaheim Ducks. It's a treat for Oilers fans. The first time in 5 years they haven't faced the LA Kings to open the series. Thanks for sharing your time with us. For news anytime, visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca, or check us out on the CTV channel on YouTube. Have a great evening, everyone.